So, how about that Microsoft E3 presentation? Few high points, few low points, but most of all some stuff we did not expect. I'm Falcon, and today on GameRanks, the 10 biggest surprises of Xbox's E3 2017 presentation. Number 10, there are quite a few exclusives, however, there is a small caveat. A lot of them are launch exclusives. Now, the difference between a launch exclusive and a proper exclusive is that a launch exclusive is probably a timed exclusive, but will launch with the Xbox One X, and then end up on the PS4 sooner or later. We're not really sure exactly when. The actual proper exclusives include State of Decay 2, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Forza Motorsport 7, Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves, Cuphead, which now has a release date by the way, Ashen, and the Darwin Project, while the launch exclusives include The Last Night, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which might I add I'm excited to have on a console, Black Desert, and Deep Rock Galactic. They also showed off some games that were not exclusive in any way, including Assassin's Creed Origins, Metro Exodus, Anthem, and Life is Strange 2. Now, they promised they were going to show 42 games, and a pretty fair amount of them were part of the ID at Xbox Games montage, but we did get to see quite a few games. Number 9 is Ori 2 Will of the Wisps. And although the trailer itself had absolutely no real content to it other than just showing the visuals, some music, and a sad owl, I'm willing to bet it reduced you to a blubbering mess. So let's just go ahead and say this, the original Ori is perhaps one of the most beautiful platformers of all time, and this somehow magically looks better. Visually speaking, I can't think of a platformer that looks better than this, period. I said this about the original game, it's the perfect combination of style, surrealism, and an attempt to depict natural beauty, and Ori 2 makes it very obvious that they had a larger budget because, visually speaking, beating the best, even if you were the developer that made the best, is not easy to do. Now, we don't really know anything about the mechanics, though I would assume that they'll be an extension of the previous game's mechanics, which the original was a Metroidvania with some supernatural elements. It was a really good game, and this made me so happy when I saw it. Number 8, we got a new trailer for Crackdown 3 that included a lot of very cool stuff, but most importantly, it included the release date. November 7th, 2017, we are actually going to play Crackdown 3. Now, for me, that is a big deal on account that is something I have been talking about in videos for years now. I could tread through the points about how I love Red Faction. This kind of reminds me of that, except for bigger, crazier, and about 1,000,000 times more colorful. But mostly, I just want to say, dropping buildings, November 7th, 2017. That's right, we are going to be causing massive city-scale destruction this freaking year. All I can say is it's about time. It's about time, but I can't be mad because it looks so damn good. Number 7, original Xbox compatibility. That's right, your old Xbox games will run on any Xbox One platform, which is really, really great. In fact, back when they announced backwards compatibility, that was something I was personally like, well, it would be nice if we had that. And considering the fact they were originally going to make it so you couldn't even use, like, secondhand games on the Xbox One platform. Yeah, do you remember that? That was how it was originally going to be. It was a total 180 from that. And it's awesome. Number 6 is Assassin's Creed Origins, which there were about 1 billion leaks about it, so was the game itself really a surprise? Not necessarily. But what was surprising is how actually legitimately interesting it looked. First off, tons of color. Not much like other Assassin's Creed games, to be completely honest. Actually reflected some type of diversity in the terrain, background, and locations. And it's not because it bopped around to different areas of the game. Also, it looks like there may be a slightly more tactical combat system in place. It may just be speculation on my part, but it kind of looked as though it wasn't as handled by the computer as previous Assassin's Creed battle systems. It didn't look like there was as much scripting. It looked a bit more responsive, more along the lines of, dare I say it, Dark Souls. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be a Dark Souls style battle system. It just, the shield and the way things were moving kind of reminded me of that, and I think that that would be a really positive step for Assassin's Creed personally. And it's in need of some pretty positive steps after, you know, the last couple Assassin's Creed games. So that actually has me pretty optimistic for it. Number 5 is Life is Strange Before the Storm, a prequel title that looks like it's going to fill in some of the story, you know, because the original has a fairly weird story. They don't call it Life is Strange for nothing, but it looks as though it is going to take a very similar tone from the first one. And just to be completely frank, a time-traveling apocalyptic thriller is the type of thing I enjoy quite a bit. Now, quietly, about a month ago, DOTONADO said that it was working on a follow-up to Life is Strange. However, not really a lot of people heard of it. And I certainly wasn't expecting to get a full-blown trailer, release date, and ability to pre-order, but that's awesome. The first episode of 3 is going to hit August 31st. 31st, and I can't wait. Number 4 is Forza 7, or Forza 7, if you're going to pronounce it correctly. I don't know, I always say Forza. In any case, number 7 of the mainline series looks amazing. Now, the first video where they didn't actually show off gameplay footage, I wasn't that impressed. We've seen that kind of racing reel before, but once they started actually showing the game part, my interest was piqued. For one, the game runs incredibly smooth, and yes, it does it in 4K. I'm not going to repeat 4K 400 times as though the presentation and Jeff Naley did, because frankly it seems like these games are probably going to be enjoyable on a 1080p TV too, and Forza has obviously upped the detail very, very much. It is gorgeous looking. But on top of that, they've given you a lot of customization options on your driver and are kind of refocusing everything towards that. They're putting the driver in the menus, they're putting the driver in replays. They want everybody to have sort of a distinct personal touch to the game, and I think that's a great idea. It has to be more than just a gorgeous racing game that introduces the new console, and it looks like it will be. Number 3 is a sequel to the scavenging-based Metro Last Light, going by the name of Metro Exodus. This is an atmospheric-heavy, post-nuclear war game with monsters that are frankly cool as shit. Again, the gameplay in Metro is very scavenging based. There's not a lot of ammo, it's very scarce, and I would have to venture a guess that the type of gameplay we'll see in Exodus is not terribly different, but given the upgrade in the graphics, I assume we'll probably have large upgrades in the gameplay as well. We already saw a lot of environmental interaction, and it seems like it's on the right path to me. I'm very interested in it, and as soon as we get more information, we will be talking more about it. Number 2 is Anthem, which is kind of BioWare's response to Destiny, which is a little bit of a head scratcher until you see the game. And to say this game looks amazing is a very, very big understatement. This is one of the best looking games that we've seen thus far. It does have a very Destiny feel to it, but it is oriented more around third-person shooting from the looks of it. We've got jetpacks, we've got 4-player co-op, and we've got some environments that are absolutely breathtaking. Now, one thing I have to say that I saw in this game that I don't know if you're going to talk about or not, but the facial animation is in stark contrast to the facial animation in Mass Effect Andromeda, which is supposedly a flagship title for BioWare, and this game's been under development under the name Dylan for several years now, and it kind of seems like the resources that maybe should have gone into Mass Effect Andromeda's facial animation may have gone into this game. And I understand that in a company like BioWare that is owned by certain other companies that provide their budget, resources are limited and they have to make certain choices, so I'm going to give them a pass on that, but it's definitely going to be in the back of my mind as I'm enjoying this game, but I do think I'm going to be enjoying this game. Most Destiny killer type games sell themselves as kind of Destiny but, like Destiny but with space travel, or Destiny but with better story and voice acting, etc, etc. But this kind of just looks like competition for Destiny that ups the ante. It's not really trying to echo the gameplay, but more the setup and the format of Destiny, and in a lot of ways it seems a lot smoother to me. It also has the benefit of looking a lot more alive than Destiny. At least upon first inspection, it looks like an occupied world as opposed to a post-apocalyptic world, which is, I understand, more difficult to do due to technical limitations, but I mean, we're entering another generation of hardware here, so why not? This game looks absolutely stunning, and all of the gameplay had a momentum to it that makes it feel like it's probably an exhilarating and blood-pumping type game. I'm really excited for that, and if this manages to pull off what Destiny was trying to be when Destiny launched, I think we're in business. Now, this is not an Xbox exclusive in any way, but them being the ones that get to reveal and associate themselves with Anthem, I think is nothing but a good thing, and frankly, the game looks amazing. And finally, number 1 is obviously the Xbox One X. While the name seems a little bit obvious and maybe even slightly silly, the Xbox One X is a powerhouse. You're talking 8 cores at 2.3 gigahertz, 12 gigabytes GDDR5 RAM, an AMD graphics chip with 6 teraflops, and a terabyte of storage. It is, however, about $100 more than the PlayStation 4 Pro, launching on November 7th at $499. As a quick bonus, we also found out that there are a number of Xbox One games that are already out that will be patched in order to take advantage of the One X's capabilities. They include Gears of War 4, Forza Horizon 3, Killer Instinct, Halo Wars 2, Minecraft, Final Fantasy 15, Resident Evil 7, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, and Rocket League. Now that's not to say those are the only ones, those are the announced ones, and hopefully that list gradually grows as the Xbox One X is adopted by consumers. What was your favorite thing from the Microsoft Xbox One X presentation? We are always interested in your feedback, your comments, and especially what you're excited for so we know what to cover. Leave us a comment, and if you enjoyed this video, please click like. If you're not subscribed, now is a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every single day of the week, and our E3 coverage is even more. As always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at FalconTheHero, and we'll see you next time right here on GameRanks.